So today's big question is, what should you eat before a workout for muscle gain? And in this video, we're going to give you the answers. Hey, I'm Andy Clements, and 11 years ago when I first got started in the gym, I not only had no idea what to eat before my workouts, but I also had no idea what to eat to build muscle, full stop. So that's what drove me to study, learn, and endlessly experiment with my own body in order to be able to find out what the perfect pre-workout meal was to fuel and power insane workouts. Here's what I found out. First off, we need to keep in mind what the goal is when setting up our pre-workout meal. We want to optimize energy, keep blood and resources in the muscles rather than in the stomach for digestion, and boost performance in the gym. Over the years, there's a few do's and don'ts that I've figured out through trial and error and through my own study and research. So here's my main principles for pre-workout meal. Principle number 1, avoid carbs in your pre-workout meal. Now this is going to be controversial right out of the gate because conventional wisdom and most of the gurus out there tell us that carbs are energy and therefore we need to eat carbs before we go into the gym, right? And while that makes sense on kind of a surface level, there's a layer deeper that most people don't look, that means that carbs can actually be detrimental to our performance in the gym. So while it's true that carbs can increase your pump and that most of us run on carbs as fuel if we're not on kind of a keto diet, it's also true that carbs trigger the release of a hormone called serotonin in our gut, and they are, depending on who you read from, between 70 and 80% of our serotonin total in the body gets produced in the gut. So why is serotonin an important hormone? Well, serotonin is largely associated with happiness, but it's also largely associated with feelings of lethargy and sleepiness when it's produced in excess. So a large serving of carbohydrates will produce a big kick of serotonin, which will in turn make you feel sleepy and lethargic. Just think about how you feel after you eat a big Christmas dinner or a big Sunday dinner or a big meal heavy with carbs. You want to get on the sofa, unbuckle your pants and go to sleep. That's what you want to do. You don't want to get in the gym and start crushing a workout. So for that reason, I tend to avoid carbs, especially big servings of carbs, right before I go into the gym. That's not to say that I'm against carbs in general. I'm definitely not. But in the pre-workout meal, which is going to be eaten in the 2 hours before you go to the gym, I definitely would advise against having a big serving of carbs. Principle number 2 is to keep your pre-workout meal relatively light. You don't want to be eating a big heavy meal before you go into the gym, and this is for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is that if you are eating a huge big meal right before you go into the gym, you're going to be drawing all the resources in your body, all the blood, all the oxygen into the gut to help to digest that food, to help break it down, to help assimilate it, to help absorb it into cells, and you're not going to have any resources left to shuttle to the muscles to help you train at an optimal level. The second reason is it's just going to make you feel sick. It's going to put you off your workout because you're going to be trying to push the blood into your muscles while your body wants to push the blood into your stomach, and then you're neither going to digest the food properly or train properly, and you're just going to waste a whole lot of time and screw your body up. Principle number 3 is to make sure that you get a quick digesting source of protein and fats. Now this could be from anything that is lean in terms of meats, so it could be chicken or tuna or turkey or whitefish or anything like that that's relatively quickly digested. It moves through the digestive tract relatively quickly. And then the fats are, I would suggest going for something called an MCT variation of fats, which is medium chain triglycerides. Now most fats have a long chain, so the medium chain are a much quicker digesting form of fats, and the most accessible of these is coconut oil. So I would suggest using coconut oil before your workouts and having a lean cut of meat or fish to make sure it's light and it's easy to digest, where you can go straight into your workout an hour or 90 minutes after you've eaten. The fourth and final principle for your pre-workout meal is to make sure that you are hydrating properly and hydrating your cells properly, not just with water. Water is very important, and I would try and get a decent amount of water in with your pre-workout meal. meal. But I would also try and get 2 other elements in around your pre-workout meal as well if you can. And those other 2 are sodium and potassium. These 2 are super important for cell hydration, and if you get them in the right amounts in your pre-workout meal, you will see the difference in your strength and your overall performance when you get into the gym. So what I would suggest is quite simply get a decent amount of water in with your pre-workout meal, and salt your pre-workout meal with just either some standard sea salt or some pink Himalayan salt, which is quite a good version of salt as well. And then add maybe some coconut water in as well, which is quite high in potassium, and you're away. So to sum up the 4 principles for your pre-workout meal: avoid carbohydrates, avoid anything too heavy, make sure that you get a quick digesting form of protein and fats on board, and make sure that you hydrate your cells with water, sodium and potassium. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up and a comment to let me know what you thought. If you've got any questions whatsoever, drop them in the comments below and let me know what they are and how I can help you further. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we are releasing new videos on muscle and strength every single week. See you next time, guys.